action brought up here alongside a lot of great animals that are here in support to be adopted. We really hope some fans go out and get them adopted and get them great homes.
Yes.
But let's run through this card tonight.
Yes.
Tonight, the champion, Matt Taylor, will be in action. Damian Chambers will be returning in a match against Tommy Newport. And also, we have certain special guests. Freya is also here off of AEW and NWA Power. So we're going to have a great show for you tonight. So now, let's throw it back to Rick Tom.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first from Port Gulf, Mississippi, she is the 100-year-old lady wrestler extraordinaire, Thunder Kitty. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, she's actually from Gulfport, Mississippi.
Oh, there you see Thunder Kitty back out, making sure that the crowd knows exactly where she's from.
Oh, and Bryce, if they don't know, they're going to know pretty soon.
Yes, they are. Specifying Gulfport. Otherwise, she'll be cranky. Send you evil cookies.
Yeah,
they have raisins in it.
Yeah, time for a napski for her.
Oh, I thought we were past that segment.
We are never past the skis.
You see Thunder Kitty
and her opponent, accompanied to the ring by the Animal Adoption Foundation's Ellie Mae. She is the 80s Dream, Lena Lennox.
Lena Lennox has had a rather interesting past couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Had Into the Light. She got dumped.
I know, but look what happened after, so things might start evolving in a positive direction for her.
Yeah. After she had gone and lost the matchup, Jay Solo went and punched her straight in the head, and she was kicked out of the Bold and Beautiful. But right now, I don't think she should be happier, because look at her with that dog.
That might be a
look at Ellie Mae.
That's adorable.
She's pumped and ready to go, and Ellie Mae looks ready to explore around our ringside area.
She is absolutely adorable. Not Lena, but coming out to help tonight.
A little bit of tie up there. Lena Lennox standing tall, standing proud alongside Ellie Mae. Look at her.
Aw, she's so cute.
So cute. Very photogenic dog. Looks really happy to be here. Look how excited.
I know. She needs adopted. I want them all adopted.
I really hope that after this, a lot of these animals that are showcased here manage to get adopted. Yes. They're all very, very sweet. We were very thankful to have an opportunity to support the Animal Adoption Foundation by doing a photo shoot for a calendar with them.
Oh, we're in it, right? They get to see us in the calendar.
They do, in November.
Yes, November, for a whole month.
For a whole month. Whole month of commentary.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you're able to get that calendar pre-ordered or purchase it from Brian Levick, the owner of Future Great Comics, or here at the show. All the proceeds of that will be going to the Animal Adoption Foundation.
Yeah.
In support of a great cause. Please, if you have the ability to, send out your love and support to them. They do wonderful things for all the animals around here in Butler County and beyond. But meanwhile, back in here, as we mentioned a second ago, while we got distracted by a very wonderful dog.
Yep.
Lena Lennox, after getting sent aside of the Bold and Beautiful, Randy West came back out there and gave her a hand back up, and I want to know what's going to come of that whole situation, Nicole.
Oh, I'm definitely excited about that. I mean, what's she going to do? Is she going to give her some tips? Is she going to mentor her? Is she going to become a tag team with them? It's a lot of, this can turn out to be a lot of good ways. Like, I'm excited to see what happens.
Speaking of excitement, this match is ready to get going. Lena Lennox was pretty excited to rock and roll, but
yes.
Thunder Kitty maybe a bit more stern, a bit disciplined. Both women in that lockup. Thunder Kitty managed to get the early start, pushing Lane into the corner, but now each women circling each other around. Fairly equal bit of strength.
Yeah, but I tell you what, Bryce, you got to watch out. Thunder Kitty might be over 100 years old, but she's feisty grandma.
Yes, she is. We've seen it in her matches here at FGW that for being 100 plus, she can do some impressive stuff, honestly.
Yeah, she hasn't broken a hip yet.
Not yet. At least not as far as she's told us. There you see Thunder Kitty showing off the olden way style. Taking out that arm. Take a body part and just wear it down. Especially in arm, your opponent can only do so much when they lose one arm.
Yeah, but at some point, Thunder Kitty's going to show Lena that you need to respect your elders.
You see that 1 count cover. Thunder Kitty looked a little bit surprised that Lena kicked out so quickly. Thunder Kitty having a bit of back and forth with the audience. Lena trying to get out of this waist lock, trying to reach around. Got a waist lock of her own. Thunder Kitty now trying to use the opposite method. Get the arms wedged up. Thunder Kitty taking that headlock. Lena trying to get out of there, only taking it to headlock takeover. Lena down on the ground. Referee Steve asking. There you see that head scissors.
Whoa.
There you see Lena with a smile and a wave.
Thunder Kitty got out pretty quick, though.
Thunder Kitty does not look too pleased with Lena's actions there. Bit of a nefarious whippersnapper, as she would say. Looks like Thunder Kitty and Lena Lennox doing a test of strength here. Now adding in the other hands. Once again, showing off Greco-Roman style power. Thunder Kitty actually managing to push back, but then both got even again. Thunder decided to break it with the leg. And now taking that arm, bending it back over the top, behind Lena Lennox's head and neck. Lena trying to figure out how to roll on through just to get herself free, and she did. Now going back to the waist. Thunder Kitty taking the arm. And now actually took the hand itself, bent the wrist down and around.
Yeah, she's really looking like she wants to get this match over with. You know, Matlock's coming on soon. It's almost time for Jello. You know, and the old folks home bus is supposed to come pick her up soon. So
look, don't disagree with Jello. Jello's
yeah,
great.
I do love Jello.
Jello is amazing.
Not lemon lime though. Lemon lime's good.
I like lemon lime, but also what I liked was that diving forearm there and a snapmare onto Thunder Kitty. Look at that. Rolling over, cracking Thunder Kitty's head, but Thunder Kitty dodged the kick once. Only a 1 count. Thunder Kitty springing back up to her feet fairly quickly. Now trying to get a backslide here on Lena Lennox. There you see, look at that. Dropping Thunder Kitty down, cover 1. Only a 1 count now.
1's a magic number right now.
Yes, it is. Lena running back in. Thunder Kitty dodging out the way. And you heard that strike, Nicole.
I'm telling you, she's feisty, Grandma. I like it.
Those chops. Ooh. Loud and painful sounding. As did that fall back on her back, Lena Lennox. Looking like she's seen some better days right now. You see Thunder Kitty going in. Another of those quick chops. Very agile, very strong for a 100-year-old woman.
Yeah, Lena should have kept her puppy out here with her to help her out.
What would the dog have done? Lick the cat?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I'm still mad at you because you want to come out with a leash on.
Are we bringing this up again?
Yes.
1. Cover.
1. You hear it. I'm disappointed in you.
What I'm not disappointed with was that kick off Elena Lennox.
no.
She's still in this.
It might have been a really good thing that last week happened to her. I mean, she doesn't have the Bold and the Beautiful telling her what to do, walking behind them. She's got her own chance here to show everybody what she's made of.
Yeah, Elena Lennox, she's been really invigorated ever since she's gotten here.
Yeah.
She isn't being marked down by anyone else. She's just truly, ever since that initial coming out back with Coda Jacobs at the sign, you seemed happy and cheery there. She's been having her series of personal exploits that, while not all successful, they have been turning out well for her. They've been very positive experiences. But it seems that right now what isn't so positive is her being trapped in this hole by Thunder Kitty. Lena trying to find her way to get her head on out. You see Thunder Kitty instead opting to throw Lena into the ropes. Look at this, sunset flip, one.
Oh, no. Oh, still one.
Two
These
count.
girls are really showing you guys what's up tonight.
Thunder Kitty going right back in, taking the arm and neck of Lena, throwing her over the top. Now taking that rear neck chin lock. Now stretching the back and arms. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 your back is gonna scream.
Oh. Oh no, Lena's gonna scream right now. You hear her sitting down the middle of the ring right now. I don't know if she's gonna be able to keep taking it for very long.
She needs to find a way to get out of this hole, but there you see a reversal, trying to use that momentum to keep Thunder down, but it wasn't enough. Thunder, after realizing the situation she was potentially in, opted to strike out, let go, but now goes back in once again, using Lena's arm as to self-choke her. Lena trying to reach out to a rope, but with her stuck down on the ground, she doesn't have anywhere to go right now. But she's managing to get back up to her feet, sending those elbows into the 100-year-old lady extraordinaire. Jumping out, dodging the clothesline. And look at that, sending Thunder Kitty down. And look at that back elbow.
Oh gosh, I hope they have a stretcher ready for her.
Thunder Kitty looking a bit exhausted on the ropes. Lena looking dead serious.
I think she's had enough, Bryce.
Yes, she has. As she picks up Thunder and drops her down on the sidewalk. One.
Oh, that was kind of half. I don't even know if that was a one.
Thunder Kitty trying to escape the waist lock. She's using those elbows trying to knock Lena unconscious. There you see that drop toe hold. Now there you see it.
Oh, here we go. We're going to hear
Crossing the
her.
legs.
There it is. There's that scream of pain.
Not allowed to use that hair to pull back the neck. That is against the rules. But instead, now opting. Lena's legs are being pulled back inward. All while Thunder Kitty is pressing her elbow into the upper back of Lena Lennox, into that neck region too. Lena trying to, look at this.
Oh, yeah,
she's using
crawling.
herself, the little room she has to
Ah,
crawl, and she got the rope.
it. That was one heck of a move right there.
I didn't think she had enough arm strength, not arm strength, but arm length to be able to maneuver herself forward. There you see Elena got back up to her feet. Thunder Kitty snap-marrying Lena Lennox, throwing her down.
Oh, man.
And now Thunder Kitty come back in with that elbow drop.
Oh, I think she thinks she done her in. Gonna get that count?
Oh, look at that.
What a turnaround, Bryce.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match, Lena.
But Thunder Kitty was none too pleased with that result.
Oh, as
Charging
you see.
straight back in. And now just slamming down,
Oh,
trying to
she's
attack the
mad.
head. Lena trying to dodge, trying to block. But Kitty is not happy.
Where's our, oh,
And there's
there
Randy
it
West.
is.
Coming out
Oh.
to save Lena Lennox.
Oh, we've seen this, Bryce. We already talked about about this. I mean, there's some big things going on.
Yes, there are. As Thunder Kitty gave a rather improper gesture, Randy tending to Lena, making sure she's okay. I gotta say, that bout ended very unexpectedly, but it got Lena the win. So, folks, we'll have more wrestling action here in a second.
All right, River Blackheart back here in the back. Lena Lennox just won her match against Thunder Kitty. Randy West, second week in a row you've come to Lena's aid here. I know you offered to help her out last week. Is that still the case?
It landed.
You've been getting the short end of the stick for a long time now. I see it. I've been there. I've been with Thunder Kitty where she's jumping me at the end of a match. I've been with the loser manager, the terrible group. You want help. All you gotta do is ask. And I'm there. You want a mama bird? I'll mama bird you. I'll put you under my wing. I'll even feed you a little bit of food. Get that last bit, I'm saying I'm gonna teach you how to eat in this business, if you want it.
Ball's in your court, Lena. Ladies and gentlemen, our next match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Accompanied to the ring by the Bold and Beautiful's insurance policy, the Prestige athlete, Jacob Rose.
Nicole, there is Jacob Rose alongside the insurance policy
Yes.
that we saw tag alongside Jay Solo last week.
Yes, he is still a mystery to us. I mean, we really don't know much about him yet.
After last week, what we saw with the ousting of Lena Lennox and the joining of the insurance policy, I just gotta say, I wonder what the Bold and Beautiful has in store tonight.
Oh, you know what they
And
have in
his
store.
opponent,
A lot of
accompanied
cheating.
to the ring by the Animal Adoption Foundation's Irish Wolfhound Mix, AJ. From Moorland, Indiana, the Heavy Metal Viking, Hooks.
Well, there's going to be a man that can cut anyone down to size,
Yes.
even the insurance policy.
Oh, you know it.
It is most certainly the Heavy Metal Viking. He is a behemoth of a man. And I mean, he also is coming out with one of these amazing animals.
Oh, he might look scary, Bryce, but he's a big animal lover. Big softy. Don't let him
He
fool
is.
ya.
Oh, there he is, coming out the ringside. Oh, look. Look at the little
Oh,
buddy.
he's so cute.
Seems even the insurance policy
Oh,
is
who
able to
wouldn't
get
want
some
to...
respect for dogs.
Yeah, right? Well, that's nice. But who wouldn't want to adopt these gorgeous, gorgeous animals? I'm telling you what.
Like we've said many a time here in our broadcast, the Animal Adoption Foundation is an amazing no-kill shelter
Yes.
here around Ross, Ohio, Borning, Hamilton, and Columbia, and Coleraine. If you have the ability to adopt an animal into your home, they are great people to have an animal from. They care so much. They have amazing facilities. Please, if you have the ability to donate to them, they would surely appreciate it. We appreciate everything that they do for
Yes.
all the animals around here.
And I mean, we've been there, Bryce. It's actually a wonderful, wonderful place. You don't see all these animals in tiny little cages. They take good care of every one of these animals. It was amazing to see.
It really was. I know the Heavy Metal Viking Hooks is also a very large supporter of them.
Yes.
Now he's in the ring, trying to get this match underway.
He loves that
Wow,
paper.
some streamers there.
Yeah, I love those streamers.
Jacob Rose being a bit of a party foul.
Yeah, he always is. He's a bummer.
Now with the streamers all out of the way, that means this match can now begin. Hook saying that Jacob Rose is a
He tried to be
serious
slick.
wrestler.
Yeah, Jacob tried to be slick. It didn't work though.
Oh, it didn't. There's two overheads and that headbutt sending Jacob down into the corner. Heavy Metal Viking showing off why he is called such a title. He has the brute strength of those ancestors.
Oh, he likes to use his head.
Just maybe not in the usually assumed way.
Oh, and you heard those chops. He's got some of the most hardcore, scariest chops ever in FGW.
Yes, he certainly does. And the Hooks is out here with a bit of a plan in mind, because while his focus is on David Barnabas Spector and the family, as he has made it very clear on his intentions to go decimate them one by one, Jacob Rose, alongside the Bold and Beautiful, have caused a number of problems for Hooks and his friends over the years here at FGW. I think this is a bit of payback for all that time. My mind goes back to TLC 1, back at Origins 2, I believe it was, when Hooks teamed alongside Ricky Glam and Brad against the Bold, the Beautiful, and the Brannigan. That just goes to tell you how long this rivalry that Hooks has had with someone like Jacob Rose.
Yeah, he definitely holds some grudges. He doesn't forget who's done him wrong. Oh, and Jacob Rose just did him wrong by taking out that knee of Hooks.
Yes, you saw that really impressive roll over the back to go in to take out the knee. And now smartly going and targeting that appendage, trying to eliminate the Hooks' sense of mobility. Now slamming it down into the ring. Jacob Rose, on a little bit of wobbly 2 feet, he is now gotten control back of this match as he's sending down those stomps into the sternum of Hooks.
You got Jacob Rose trying to do some comedy there. He might want to stick to wrestling.
What Kevin was taking stick with is that offense onto Hooks' leg. He certainly has the upper hand here, but seems in process.
Got the
Rose
insurance.
needing to make sure that his own leg, but there he's, like you said.
Oh no!
Insurance policy using this to come back. Jacob Rose saying, his leg is all clear if it was ever in dire situation in the first place. Now dragging Hooks back into the center of the ring. Now we see Jacob Rose dropping his leg down on the inner thigh of Hooks.
Oh man!
Continuing the assault. Now using he tried to use the rope as leverage rather.
Try to get smart.
Looks like Jacob Rose getting back up to his feet. Hooks is trying to regain his bearings. Jacob Rose immediately sending him back down to the ground.
Oh, it takes him down again, and Hooks is on the mat, and he is hurting. We got Jacob Rose on top of the rope.
I gotta say, Nicole, Jacob Rose is being very impressive right now. It takes a lot to take a man like Hooks down to the mat, let alone keep him down there like Jacob Rose has so far in this match.
Hey, he doesn't need the other half of Bold and Beautiful. He's doing just fine on his own tonight.
Referee asking if Hooks is gonna tap, but he says no. Jacob Rose continuing to tighten his grasp on the ankle there. Now transitioning down to the entire calf. And Hooks trying to slug his way off. He was successful. Jacob Rose having to find his consciousness again. There you see a kick to the lower. Oh, wow. Really close gray area there on the second kick. And now wrapping hooks his leg around that steel cable rope. Charging back in. Drop kicking the rope. Sending that kinetic force. Shockwaving the entire leg of Hooks.
Hey, I'm not giving up on Hooks right now, not quite yet, because we've seen him in a lot of tougher situations than what he's in right now, and he has come back triumphant. So I'm not giving up on this match yet.
Jacob Rose having a bit of words with referee Steve. Hooks trying to use every opportunity he can to catch his breath, trying to ease some pain. But there you see Jacob Rose coming straight back in, pulling Hooks back up by the ponytail. There you see Hooks now duping Jacob Rose, going into a back body drop.
Oh, I told you. Sometimes I'm right, but we still got a lot more out of these two, I'm sure.
Hooks using that veteran instinct, using to trick Jacob Rose into getting put back on the back foot here. You see that ginormous clothesline.
Feet overhead.
Now sending Jacob Rose off the ropes and getting turned inside out.
Oh, man. And we got the cover.
2. Only a 2 count.
Oh, 2.
You see Hooks slamming Jacob Rose into the turnbuckle. Now whipping him across the ring. Charging forth. Body press in there. There you see another clothesline. Jacob Rose is out in the center of the ring.
Oh, Hooks wanting him up. He is not done with him. He came here with a purpose, and he is not leaving until he is finished.
Jacob Rose getting back up to his feet, but you know what that means. There's the spear.
Whoa.
Wait, what's
Slow,
JC Flash
Steve.
doing out here?
We got Steve. Steve needs to watch that ring. We got the insurance policy coming in now, of course.
JC Flash taunting Hooks, who
This is
accepted the
not
challenge for the People's Championship at We Got Heat on August 6th.
Oh,
But
this
now the
is
insurance
not
policy
good.
coming in with a choke slam. And now the insurance policy slinks his way back out of the ring as though nothing happened.
It takes a lot for a choke slam to be given to Hooks.
Referee Steve, a bit surprised with what happened, but nonetheless, you can't call what you can't see, but what he did see was a 3-count cover and a victory for Jacob Rose.
Yeah, a stolen victory for Jacob Rose. I hope he sleeps better tonight knowing that.
But you know what this means, Nicole?
Yes.
This is only adding fuel to the fire.
Ladies
of
and
Hook's
gentlemen, the winner
hatred.
of this match,
Oh,
Jacob
I'm disgusted.
Rose.
Now, August 6th, we got Heat. Hooks versus JC.
I'm telling you what, We Got Heat is definitely going to be hot. Oh, here we go, Bryce.
Mentioned him earlier. There is the FGW General Manager, David Barnabas Spector. Calling the security team, making sure they barricade Hooks away from David.
Good luck to security. That's all I got to say. If Hooks wants them, Hooks is going to get them.
Microphone!
You know, you folks may dislike me. You may outright hate me. But you can't deny that tonight is a very special night. As FGW and the Animal Adoption Foundation come together for Clotheslines, Canines, and Felines, an event to find suitable homes for animals in need. And I know it's hard to believe, but yours truly has a soft spot in my cold, dark heart for animals of all different shapes and sizes. And you want to know why? Because animals have the traits of loyalty. They provide a lifetime of companionship. They're obedient. They are friends until the very end. Unlike any of you vile, disgusting, cat litter pan dwelling insectoid fans, and most certainly unlike you, Hooks. Ever since you've returned to FGW, you've masqueraded as this hero, looking to vanquish the evil that is David Barnabas Spector. When in reality, you and I know all too well that all you are is an egomaniac trying to steal the spotlight from anyone and everyone. And all you're concerned about is self-gratification and your self-indulgence. 1 week ago, inside this very ring, cost my family the FGW Tag Team Championship. Because of you, Roach is still walking around on borrowed time with championships that should belong to us. So, since you seemed so overly obsessed with the leader, let me do you a huge favor and give you my complete, undivided attention. You see, even though there are a number of wonderful kitties and puppies that need a good home, and if you insectoid fans, I know you're not good for anything else, but at least if any of you in your teeny tiny, pathetic hearts have a place for these animals, then you should adopt them. But even though all these animals need a good home, I know another animal that also could stand to have an upgraded home. A fur baby that perhaps is tired of your lies and your treachery, since you're nothing more than a filthy charlatan, constantly hiding the catnip, claiming that you're going to feed him gourmet cat food when all you do is serve up dollar store rubbish slop out of an empty pizza box. You should be ashamed, Hooks. And that sweet little fur baby that I'm speaking about is him. That's right.
They're not messing with Charlie.
Your sweet little tuxedo kitty, Charlie. From looking at the poor living conditions that sweetheart, look at him. Look at his face. Of course he's gone, because even his image can't stand the sight of this heathen. I, as the kind-hearted, generous soul that I truly am, believe that it may be time for me to provide an intervention. Perhaps I need to travel to that flop house of a home of yours and offer the rechristened Sir Charles a spot as the brand new mascot for my family.
That is all that Hooks needs to hear.
He's coming home with me. Charlie's going to be with me. And you, there's nothing you can do about it. There's not a thing you can do about it. This is what happens when you constantly stick your nose in family business.
There's JC Flash getting into the puddle.
Security, stay back. Stay back. Get out of the ring, all of you. All of you get out of the ring.
What is
Get
going
him.
on?
Get him.
There you see JC Flash.
You reap what you sow, Hooks. You asked for this. You wanted this so badly, and now you pay the ultimate price. Make him suffer, Flash. Make him pay.
He's choking Hooks out with his tie.
What is going on with JC?
JC Flash trying to take out Hooks for good before we got heat for that People's Championship. And there you see, Hooks is knocked out, Nicole.
Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen, insectoids of all ages, let me please give a warm round of applause for your real People's Champion, J.C. Flash! Can't wait to say hello to Charlie, Hooks.
3 weeks until the People's Championship is on the line between JC Flash and the heavy metal Viking Hooks.
I'm telling you what, Bryce, they better not hurt one whisper on Charlie's face, or I'm going to come after him.
Nonetheless, while we check on Hooks, referee corps and our security checking on Hooks, we're going to go and take it on to more wrestling action here, folks. We'll see you here soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Accompanied to the ring by Brother Daniel, representing the congregation from Columbus, Ohio, Damian Chambers.
Nicole, this is a member of the congregation that we have not seen here in quite a while.
Oh, yeah, he's been all over doing his thing, but we welcome him back.
Yes, he has been. Damian Chambers, once again, coming back into the congregation's fold. He has been on quite a spree between all of Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, you name it. He's been there lately, and he's certainly impressed everywhere that he's gone. But speaking of impressive, his opponent tonight has equally been so.
And his opponent from Monmouth Street in northern Kentucky, Tommy Newport.
The man who ended the Body Slam Challenge.
Yes.
The only man who has body slammed the quintessential male Big Jake Shepherd. Not once, but twice. Tommy Newport. And while his $2,000 may have gotten stolen by Jake and Russell, he still has that pride and has the right to say he is the man who won the challenge. And there is someone who is definitely going to provide a much more different type of match than Tommy Newport has had. It is going to be Damian Chambers. Tommy Newport in his professional career has been rather short, but ever since he's been training with Dustin Rhodes, he's had a lot of sparring partners. but a lot of his matches have been faced around with heavier opponents. Damian Chambers obviously is a very lightweight man. He's very high flying, but he has also shown that he is able to go and show that technical ability.
I tell you what, Bryce, Tommy Newport needs to watch it. Don't get too big of a head yet. You might have won that money in the case, but you have not wrestled in the middle of this ring with Damian Chambers yet. So he might knock you down a notch. You never know.
Tommy Newport having some confident banter with the crowd there. Damian Chambers looking just dead serious as the two are locked up in the center. And Tommy Newport just throwing Damian Chambers across the ring. Damian does not seem pleased, but he's not charging straight back in. He's refiguring his opponent, realizing what he's going to have to do here. He knows that in a size matter, he is at the disadvantage, but he is going to use those tactics of his that he's shown off in all of his matches of why he is able to maneuver and outwit people.
He's a big guy, right? Correct. Should be strong. Correct. Big guys are dumb, though.
Well, you heard it right there. The mighty will fall. Doesn't matter what your size is.
Damian Chambers offering a test of strength. And I was about to say, I know this is the best idea, but there I said that wit coming into play. And there you see Damian Chambers now just crashing the arm down on his shoulder, now taking it behind Newport's back, going to the headlock. Tommy Newport just going from being on top, now realizes the situation he's in, but picking up Chambers and just tossing him aside. Tommy Newport flexing off to everyone, showing that stature of his.
Damian Chambers is not liking it. He actually looks annoyed with Tommy Newport right now.
Yes, he certainly does. Two going back in once again. Chambers went for that waist slap, but Tommy Newport spinning around, taking the head.
I don't know.
A bit of showboating, but that allowed Damian Chambers to go and stamp the foot down on Tommy, setting those nerves on fire, making Tommy let go, who charges in. And Newport got turned around only to be met with a forearm for his trouble.
How do you like that? How do you like that?
Damian Chambers thought he could play a bit of shoving game with Tommy Newport, and Tommy said, all right, I'll show you how it's done.
There we go.
Shoulder block, Tommy Newport, not even the slightest bit of damage done. And once again, I should mention that Tommy Newport is a former linebacker back in college football. He was a very, very powerful man out in the field, and he's a very powerful man in the ring.
Oh, Damian Chambers looking a little shook up at this moment.
Tommy charging in, jumping up, dropping down. And here I thought that Tommy Newport isn't the man to type to leave defeat. Damian Chambers dodging out of the way.
Chambers has been around and been almost through every situation, so you better watch out, Tommy Newport. Don't get too big of a head. You better keep your eyes open and be ready for Damian Chambers because he's going to be watching.
Yes, he is. Chambers, there you see it, redirecting Tommy's force of motion. Tommy in the mid-charge, he was not able to stop. So Damian just managed to re-maneuver him, take him out there. Damian's jumping over the top rope, but Tommy just caught him.
Oh, that's all right.
Damian slithered out the back, though, sending Tommy head first into that ring post.
Oh, yeah.
Damian Chambers is definitely one slinky kind of snake, able to get his way out of any kind of situation that Tommy's thrown at him.
You heard Damian telling the ref, count him out.
Tommy rolling himself back into the ring, only for Damian to go straight back in the offensive. Boots up to the upper back. Tommy Newport being brought back up, now taking into those hands, shoving Damian off of him, wins a wild clothesline. Damian taking out the back leg.
Oh, definitely.
Maybe now targeting that leg.
Oh.
Look at that rolling through.
Oh,
Tommy.
he's gonna get a tap.
Tommy
right?
is stuck in the center. Is he going to tap?
Oh.
Oh, look at that, Damien
Oh,
just
he's
dropping
gonna
down,
fly.
sending even more pressure onto Tommy Newport. He needs to reach those ropes, Nicole.
He needs to move it. If he's got as much strength as what we think he does, he can make it to those ropes. He better work it.
He's starting to crawl. He's starting to get there. Using that strength of his. Damien's weight going to be enough to stop it. But no, Tommy got the hold. Damien's going to use every second possible, though, to do as much damage as he can. Tommy having to crawl around right now. A bit slow getting back up to his feet due to the injury sustained by Damien Chambers. Damien Chambers going back into those forearms. Tommy just picking him up, running forward, sending back first into that turnbuckle.
Oh, that didn't look good. Oh, my God.
And he's going for another one, it looks like, Nicole. But Damien dodged out of the way. He saw it coming. Look at that jumping through the sky. Damien Chambers, those thudding blows onto Tommy Newport. He's trying to whip Tommy off. Tommy's saying no. No again. Planting his feet down. Damien changing his maneuver, and Tommy turning it around, picking it up. Again, like before, just throwing Damien across the ring.
Oh, that didn't work.
Damien, that high knee, though. There you see it, just taking those legs and dropping Tommy. Making Tommy's weight be used against him. Double knee straight to the jaw.
Oh, the crowd loved that one.
Tommy is looking pretty worse for wear. There's the cover. 2. Only a 2 count.
Oh, he's
Tommy
not
Newport
done.
managing to survive in this match. Tommy Newport needs to find some recollection here. He says he's both brain and brawn, but he needs to pull out some of that brain part right now. He's going to be able. Wait, is he going in with that? Oh, he didn't go quite for a body slam. Instead, he just charged, sending the entire length of Damien Chambers back into the turnbuckle and the ropes. Tommy Newport. Oh, wait.
Oh, here we go.
Going in again.
What is
Look
he
at this.
doing?
Dropping Damien down on the turnbuckle now. And look at that. But wait.
What is
Russell
this?
at the full plan. He's out here.
He's got a horse with him, Bryce.
He's got a horse. He looks like he's got some fresh cowboy gear. No doubt in mind coming with those $2,000.
But what he doesn't see, we see Jake.
Jake Shepard hiding away in the background. Tommy's having war of words with Russ. And Damien dodging out the way for Tommy just to sit over. Big Jake now taking it.
Yes.
Is he about to body slam Tommy? Yes, he is. Straight down onto the floor.
We've seen it right here, FGW.
Jake Shepard is not done with Tommy Newport.
Oh, that looked like that hurt.
And cover by Damien.
Here we go,
1, 2, 3.
Get that bell.
Nicole with the
Ladies and
assist.
gentlemen, the winner of this match, Damien Chambers.
Thanks to the help of the quintessential male and the wingman, the congregation picks up a victory here tonight. Damien Chambers got one over on Tommy Newport, who is seething with rage. But everyone, with that, we have a bit of a commercial break to go to. We will be right back.
Southwest Ohio's premier wrestling federation can be found right here in Hamilton, Ohio, every Friday night. Join us for pulse-pounding, hard-hitting, old-school professional wrestling from some of today's best wrestling talent during Friday Night Fury. If your dream is to compete in the ring, Hawk's Pro Wrestling Academy is the place to go. Train under Hall of Fame trainer Cody Hawk and learn wrestling from one of the best of all time. Find out more by visiting us on Facebook at Future Great Wrestling.
Oh, man! River Blackheart's in the back here. Matthew Taylor. This past week, Cody Hawk issued the challenge, a rematch for that. The FGW Championship in a 60-man iron match. And what everybody wants to know, Matthew, do you accept?
Do I accept? What exactly are you trying to get to here right now? What are you trying to get out of me?
We're no strangers to one another, Matt.
Exactly. Do I look like I'm afraid to you?
Yes. Matt, damn it.
You have known me longer than anyone else here with the exception of Cody Hawk. Have I ever backed down from anything?
Out of my mouth.
Have you ever backed down for anything? No, but have you? Have you not used the congregation to keep that a little longer than you should?
No. You see, I'm not afraid of anything. I don't care if it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes. If Cody Hawk wants a shot at the FGW Championship, all he ever had to do was ask. So if he wants it and we got heat, he's got it. And as far as I'm concerned, I have nothing to fear because I have the light to protect me and guide me. The one who is afraid is Cody Hawk. He's a desperate man trying to keep a hold of this precious little baby, this child of his, FGW. But it's already gone. This is my FGW. And speaking of children, how is your son, Ripper? The last time I saw him, he was writhing in pain, begging for you to help him, and you failed him.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening, a tag team match, one fall, with a 60-minute time limit. Introducing team number one from Fairbanks, Alaska, the Queen of the North, Shane, some light, thank you. Freya, the Slayer.
Nicole coming out of the ring is Freya the Slayer, who might be familiar to some, as not only has she competed on AEW Dark, she also has competed in the NWA on NWA Power. She has been all over the country.
Okay, but she hasn't been here yet, so I'm excited to see this, Bryce.
I am as well. Freya the Slayer is one heck of a competitor. Coming out as the only, or rather the first female wrestler to ever come out of the state of Alaska.
Oh, that's an
And
interesting
her
fact.
partner, accompanied to the ring by Brother Daniel. He is the leader of the congregation. From the Bible Belt, he is the FGW champion, the guiding light, Matthew Taylor.
And what a tag team partner to be matched up with here tonight. We heard it just a second ago, Matt Taylor's words with the River Blackheart. And well, as he said, Daddy's home. Oh, I feel a bit vile after saying that.
Yeah, I probably would too if I was you, Bryce.
The SGW champion, the leader of the congregation, the man who managed to retain, be it by whatever methods he may have used, against James Strider at Into the Light. The end result is that he is the FGW Heavyweight Champion.
You heard it, Bryce. Praise his name.
mixed responses by his, I guess you would call them his coven.
Yeah, I really think he is getting people to sway towards his way lately.
So you definitely still hear some outcry. Matt and Freya embracing the nice bit of friendliness going on there. So the question is, with their opponents.
And their opponents introducing first from Fort Ancient, Tacoma Valley. He is the Prophet of Pain, Amos.
And here comes the Prophet of Pain, the two-time Man of the Year.
Yeah, you got that.
Oh, look at that.
My favorite!
A new look, it looks like. He certainly had some problems with the FGW mansion as of late. We saw the footage of him and David Barnabas Spector when he tried to enter the building last week, only to be denied. Got in a bit of a scuffle. While he is a part of David's business, David does not have him as a member of the family, and Amos is getting a bit fired up. His fire is running thin.
Oh, I'm telling you what, if there's anybody
And
that
his
can
tag
get
team
him a run
partner
for his money
is the daughter
Amos.
of 1,000 maniacs, Shauna Reed.
Of course, where Amos goes, so does the daughter of 1,000 maniacs and Nicole. I'm on the lookout again.
Oh, you always have to be out on the lookout. We never know when she's going to pop up and where.
I will admit, I'm wearing sunglasses. This is a little bit harder to see than normal.
Oh, yeah. But so's the smoke. Makes it really hard.
She's out at the door. Is she behind us?
Waiting for her to come out from underneath our table.
Who knows? She just might. That wouldn't shock me. I don't know how she would have gotten there, but who knows with her. Okay, I haven't seen it. I think we're in the clear, Nicole. I don't think she's gonna spook us.
I think we're okay.
But the question is Matt Taylor and Freya the Slayer okay?
I'm not so sure. Good luck to them.
There she is, the daughter of 1,000 maniacs, making herself appear as she saunters her way towards the ring, climbing up to the top rope, waving over at Matt Taylor.
There she goes.
And there you see her mimicking the twirl of Matt Taylor, who does not look impressed.
Not at all.
And this is going to be one very interesting matchup, Nicole.
Oh yeah, I think we're gonna get pretty heated in here. This ring's gonna get pumped.
You saw both Amos and Shauna staring daggers into the eyes of the FGW champion.
They gotta get all these streamers picked up first.
If Shauna Reed doesn't stop doing snow angel fire. Or streamer angels?
Yeah, there you go.
I guess that's the correct term. Well, hey, Shauna giving a birthday gift of a bunch of streamers to referee Steve.
There you go. Happy birthday, referee Steve. Everybody loves Steve.
He doesn't look too happy, but you know, it's the thought that counts.
Yeah, that's Steve. He's smiling on the inside.
But now, something else is rather interesting, Nicole, while we get the rest of these streamers cleaned out and ready to go.
Yeah.
Freya the Slayer obviously is not the only one who has competed in AEW here in this match. So has Shauna Reed, twice. So now, this is going to be a matchup of some TV superstars.
Oh, this is going to be interesting, Bryce. Very interesting. This could go on for a real long time.
It just might. Now it looks like Shauna Reed seems to be the one starting for her side. Usually it's Amos. If they want to change out their strategies here tonight. And look at that, the double wiggle. The wiggles are quivering in their boots. Both the old and new iteration.
Who's going to get in first here with Shauna Reed? She's waiting for it.
It looks like it's Matt Taylor, but he didn't look too excited to be that one.
Well, would you be? You have to get in the ring with multiple personalities. Shauna Reed.
I certainly would not. In fact, I would rather be anywhere else. That is why I'm glad I'm up here.
Yeah, we got the good seats.
We do. All paid expense.
There you go.
And Matt Taylor immediately tagging back out to Freya the Slaya.
Oh, let's see how she rolls.
Did not look like Taylor wanted to play ball after some words with Shauna. But Freya said, all right, she's fine with this. And here comes the Prophet of Pain.
I got this. I don't care where she's from.
He don't care. You heard him.
Alaska, it don't matter. I got this.
I gotta say, Alaskan people are cold-blooded. A lot of my family's lived there for quite a time. I know just how tough a lot of Alaskan people are.
Oh man. Yeah. Amos might be a little short.
Amos saying, you know what? Okay, fine. If you want to be like that, if you want to put off the height advantage for me, then fine. You can have Shauna. Shauna making a fun observation that both women in the ring are taller than both of their partners.
Oh yeah.
Shauna about met up with the knuckle lock, but nope, Freya is playing keep away.
I don't think she wants to play with Shauna.
Freya is tired of dealing with Shauna Reed, I guess. Go out to Matt Taylor. And now we're right back where we started, Nicole.
Yeah, right back again. I think we already know who's got the strength here.
And now Shauna Reed pulling the same tactics that Freya did.
I don't
Matt
think
Taylor
Matt's having it.
saying that she has not learned her lesson yet. And he said, all right, enough games.
Yep,
it's time to actually get this match started. Sent out the knee. He went over for a swipe, but Shauna stopped.
Oh.
Charged in, only give vent with a kick. And look at this.
Oh,
there's that Hurricane.
There it goes. We love that.
Another kick to the midsection. And there's the twist.
Oh, how's that feel, Taylor? You got a tag in from Amos.
And Amos is here to make quick work of the champion. Amos sending Matt Taylor down to the ground, taking the arm a lock.
Oh, he's walking him around this ring.
Matt Taylor managed to tag back out to Freya when he shoved Amos off of him. And now Amos does not seem especially happy now that she's raised her hand up again. But he's not backing down.
Oh, you know how Amos is. He was going to have a little fun here.
He likes playing with his food. He'll mess around with a bit to start, but once he gets going, he's ready to keep going. Scotty asking for the lockup. Freya went for it, but Scotty immediately used it as a fake out, taking that arm. Freya showing off her strength, just shoving Scotty off of him.
Oh, you hear Shauna Reed. She's over there telling Scotty Amos, you need to dethrone the queen.
The Ice Queen is standing tall, quite literally. And Scotty Amos here looks like he needs to figure out how to knock out a giant. And there you see, bringing Freya down to his size with the headlock. And once again, transitioning back to that arm. Trying to press down on it. But there you see Freya once again showing off her strength, just whipping Scotty off of him.
Scotty Amos looking like a spinning top for a minute there.
You see,
Oh, wow.
Scotty went for a headlock, then immediately faked out again. Went down, took Freya's leg. She looks like she's having a heck of a time right now with Mr. Two Time.
Yeah, Scotty Amos back to working that arm.
Sounds like the crowd were calling for it, and Scotty obliged, going and throwing his leg down on the arm. Tag into Shauna Reed. Freya looks like she could see better days right now, because there comes Shauna, taking the head, cracking it down against the knees. And tag back in. Oh, there it is.
There.
Tag back into Amos. And as Freya goes and tries to get some air back into her, Scotty taking this opportunity to throw Freya into the turnbuckle.
Hey, I really think this is Freya's, welcome to FGW. This is what we're about.
Yes, it most certainly is. It's not a debut in FGW if the person coming out doesn't happen to have a bit of a tough time.
All right, it's the fun of it.
It's what makes FGW fun. And there you see, here's the assist. And look at that beautiful top rope hurt from our Viking.
We got a little wee out of that too.
Yes, we
I
did.
love her noises. I love them.
Shauna got the air time, but now with Freya, got rolled outside by Matt Taylor.
You see Matt Taylor checking Freya out, making sure she's okay, but here we go. Surprise,
And
surprise.
double dive to the outside. Amos throwing Freya back into the ring. Brother Daniel running for his life.
Oh, I'd be running too if I was him.
Now Amos got picked up by Freya. She is looking to bring him down, cracking the lower back across her knee.
Oh, he is hurting. Oh.
Shauna calling out to Amos. Amos getting dragged up by the scruff. I gotta say, being pulled by the beard, being pulled by the ear hurts.
Oh, I bet you it does.
Oh.
You don't have much beard hair there, Bryce.
Hey, I have a nice shortcut beard. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Oh, check out Matthew Taylor with those chops. And now that kick to the face.
Yeah, Matt Taylor running like a ball of fire. But only got a 2 count. And initially, after the kick out, transitions back into that rear chin lock. Scotty is stuck in the center of the ring. He needs to find some way either to get the tag to Shauna, get out to the ropes or something. But look at that. Crack in the mouth. Scotty gotten back up to his feet. Amos charges through, only to be tripped up by the turnaround.
Wow, the family jewels are making you see stars instead of lights.
These two hot tamales are not having a fun day. And there you see Matt Taylor throwing Shauna Reed into Freya's boot.
Wow, and she is down. She is definitely hurting.
Turning her inside out, tag into Freya. She is once again the legal person. Freya delivering that stiff boot. And now Shauna Reed caught over the rope. Freya pulling Shauna Reed back by the hair. Lifting her up. And there's a body slam by Freya. And now pressing her foot down into the sternum of Shauna. Trying to send all the air out of Shauna's lungs. And Matt Taylor getting sent back in.
Oh. Tell you what, Bryce, I think Shauna and Amos, they're going to have to put ice on each other's backs tonight, man.
They just might. Shauna tried to crawl through the legs of Matt Taylor to get back to Amos. But nonetheless, Matt Taylor caught her and is now just clubbing her head over and over again. touching the affected area. Now stamping his foot down into the back, pulling, yanking the arm of Shauna Reed, but her foot is on the rope.
Hey, she got it there.
Oh, yes. Oh, no.
Legs were just long enough to be able to escape that submission hold, but Freya tagged back in once again.
See Matthew Taylor turn her over for Freya.
And look at that leg drop by the Slaya. Shauna Reed caught over and split half the ring. Freya and Matt Taylor have done a very effective job here of keeping that ring in two, not letting Shauna get close to Amos. Keep on the offense on the damaged person. You can do that. If you can eliminate one person, the other one can only do so much in a tag match.
Gosh, and they still have a long way to go, Bryce.
Yes, they do. Shauna getting thrown face first into the mat by Matthew Taylor. And Matt Taylor mocking the crowd, saying that this is all what happens. He can't hear any of them, but he is here to teach them all the lessons. Delivering those stomps down into each body part of Shauna Reed. And there it is again. Now Matt Taylor just taunting Amos.
Oh, I wouldn't do that if I was him.
Oh, look at that right hand sending Amos down.
Oh, he is mad.
He is definitely mad. He's trying to jump in, but Steve having to hold him back. And Matt Taylor using this, delivering strikes to the head. Freya and Matt did not tag each other. As referee Steve didn't see anything, so he's going to assume the tag happened. Shauna once again caught in those ropes. Matt Taylor feigning innocence. As there you see a hip check there by Freya. And now you see Freya just dropping a hammer of a leg down onto Reed.
Wow. You heard Matthew Taylor saying, "Good night, Shauna." But is this the end? Is it time to put Shauna to bed, or is she going to get back up?
Tag back into Matt Taylor. Is he going to go for a pin? Because it looks like Shauna Reed is. It looks like she's unconscious, Nicole.
I don't know. I always say it. Do not count her out. I call her Shauna 9 Live. She keeps getting back up just when you think she's dead.
Do you think she has lives for every maniac that she's named after?
That's even more. 9 lives for each one. How many does she even really have? I don't think anybody knows.
I feel like if Shauna Reed were to die, that would be a very interesting case study. But
Yeah.
right now, Matthew Taylor has Shauna Reed caught in the center ring, but there it is. She snuck through his legs, and Amos coming back in, jumping over the ring.
Oh,
Just those
Taylor
cross
getting up.
takedowns. Amos catching the arm, kick to the center,
Here we go.
and there's a DDT for good measure.
Oh,
Cover,
is this it?
1, 2. Matt Taylor kicking out, and Freya booting Amos off.
Uh-oh.
Amos saying, Freya want a piece of this. He ducked out of the way just for Shauna to deliver that missile drop kick.
Don't let that guard down.
And there's Shauna just kicking Freya out of the ringside, getting her out the way. Amos got met with a large kick by Matt Taylor. Matt Taylor got hit with a knee though. Look at this.
That's teamwork right there,
Flattened
fellas.
like a pancake. And that was not enough though. Matt Taylor managing to kick out at 2 just in time. Scotty looks a bit disbelief right now. Looks like Shauna Reed told him something. They're about to do some kind of double team maneuver here, Nicole.
Uh-oh.
Amos has Matt Taylor up on his shoulders. And wait, Jacob Rose just pulled Shauna Reed. Jacob and Shauna Reed are fighting on the outside as Matt Taylor just got Scotty with a cover.
There we
1,
go.
2, but it was too little too late.
That was stolen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of this match, Freya the Slayer and the
was thanks to Jacob Rose pulling Shauna Reed out that she was not able to save Amos in time. And as a result, Matt Taylor and Freya Veslea are your winners in our main event here.
Oh man, what a night, Bryce.
I can see it in Shauna Reed's eyes that she is not done with Jacob Rose whatsoever, and she is surely peeved by what just occurred. But nonetheless, your winners are standing in the ring, and there's Matt Taylor with a super kick to the referee.
And it's his birthday.
That is not how you treat a birthday boy.
What is his problem?
I do not know, Nicole, but there you see Shauna Reed glaring at Matt Taylor, joined by Amos. And what a way to end our show. Everyone, while we check on referee C, we want to say thank you for watching Shockwave tonight.
Yes.
We hope you go support the Animal Adoption Foundation out in Ross,
Adopt.
Ohio.
Adopt.
Please go adopt those animals. They deserve to have a very good home. We hope that you can provide one for them. And also just want to say August 6th is We Got Heat.
It's gonna get hot, Bryce.
We're going to have a heck of a ride on the way there. But for now, folks, my name is Bryce T, joined by Nicole Delisle. Good night, farewell, and peace.